February has been and gone. It's time for round 2, talking about everything that I've seen in the month. Let's go. Hey, welcome back to the video, a brand new movie review-ish. It is the second installment of everything that I've watched in said month in 2026. February has been and gone, and it has been a bigger month than January was, if that is at all possible. I've seen more movies at the cinema this month, a lot more films, less series though. That's everything that we've got to chat about today. Let's start with every single movie that I have seen, and we kicked off the month with a rewatch, one of my favourite rewatches, Sing 2. I love the 2 Sing films. I mean, rumour has it there's a 3rd Sing film coming. If that is true, I am overjoyed because I love the Sing movies. I actually ended up rewatching the first Sing film, so it's pretty ironic that the first film that I watched was Sing 2, and then I ended up watching Sing. So I watched them the reverse way around. But I love Sing 2. For a while, I thought that I actually preferred Sing 2 to the original Sing. Then I rewatched the original Sing later in February and decided, no, I do prefer the original Sing. But Sing 2 is such a worthy sequel. Such a good sequel. If you have not seen the Sing movies, you need to get on that. An incredible set of films. The second film of the month was If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I saw this at the cinema at a Cineworld Unlimited screening. If you have no idea what those are, basically it's where you get to see a movie before its release date. It's very exciting. Saw it. I wasn't that fussed about it. I can understand why people enjoy it, but for me, I wasn't that fussed by this film just because it didn't really appeal to me as a target audience. It was fine, and I kind of understood where it was going, but then at times I felt like I had no plot. That was the problem that I had with this film. But you can hear my full thoughts on If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You. I did an entire movie review on that, so you can check that out. It's my movie review playlist. It's linked down below, people. The second trip to the cinema though this month was to see the new Jason Statham movie. It was called Shelter. I enjoyed this. I thought this was pretty fun. I think I gave it something like 6 out of 10. Like, it was a cool concept, and I think it worked. But I do feel like, and I did say this in my movie review, I feel like if you do watch a lot of these Jason Statham action movies, thriller movies, then they do become very samey. What was the one that I saw last year? A Working Man. I saw that last year in 2025, and it's very similar to Shelter in the sense that Jason Statham never plays a character. He just plays himself, which is cool, and certain actors can kind of get away with it, and it works for certain people, and I know it works for him too. But I would say that the more of them that you watch, the more bored you're just naturally gonna get. So I do think that was my only problem with this film, was that it was just very, I feel like I have seen this done before, but because I've not seen as many of these Jason Statham movies, I didn't mind it as much. So I thought it was a solid watch. The third cinema trip of the month was to go and see the Lego Movie. It was a rewatch. I saw it in 3D. They released it in 3D in Cineworlds across the UK for like £2 tickets. It was really good fun. I was meant to go and see it with my friend, but she wasn't really well. Soph, get better. Even though it's now March, nearly a month on, you are better. But yeah, so I was meant to go and see it with her. Saw it by myself. Still just as cool. I'm not going to lie. I own both Lego movies, Lego Movie and Lego Movie 2. I own both of them. I do feel like I have matured. Well, I say that. I mean, I have Kung Fu Panda here, Alvin and the Chipmunks, the Minecraft movie. I'm not saying I've matured, but I do feel like there are levels in kids' films. And I do think the Lego Movie is quite a childish film, but I still thoroughly enjoy it. So no, it's not going to leave the collection. But yeah, I don't feel like I need to rewatch it anytime soon. It wasn't actually that long ago. I'm going to just a side note. I said it in my first one. I like doing these now because it means that I can just talk as much as I want and go on as many tangents as I want about these movies. And you best believe I'm going to do it. I rewatched the Lego Movie on my flight back from Disney World in the summer of last year. And I was like, I'm going to put the Lego Movie on to try and fall asleep to. Didn't. So I sat through the entire Lego Movie because I thought, I've not seen that in ages, like ages. And I thought, I'm not going to watch it again in ages. And then Cineworld had it for showing this month. So I was like, sold. I'll go and see it. So yeah, there's my second rewatch. New movie This is a new movie that I've never watched. I've owned the DVD of it for a while. Bohemian Rhapsody, the DVD. Basically, I bought this DVD when it was like, I go into charity shops and they do like 10 DVDs for £1 or like 5 for £1. And like sometimes there's only like 3 that you want. So then you have to kind of find 2 that you like, oh, I do want to watch that film. So let's watch it. If it's any good, I'll keep it. And Bohemian Rhapsody was a film that I'd wanted to see for a hot minute. And it had been sat in my wardrobe for ages. And I finally got it out and watched it. And I thought it was a bit slow in places, don't get me wrong. Like, I do feel like there were times where I was like, there's so many of these biopics of artists coming out nowadays that are very good. Like the Whitney Houston one I thought was quite good. The Amy Winehouse one was quite good. Like, there are so many, but some of them are unnecessarily long. And I did feel like this one at times was quite long, was quite slow. But on the whole, I mean, I now feel like I know Freddie Mercury a lot more and I can understand a lot more about him. And I can't remember how you pronounce his name. Remy Malek. I'm going to really mess that up. If I've messed that up, that's embarrassing. But I thought he did an exceptional job at playing Freddie Mercury, because I've seen him in things like The Amateur and stuff like that, where he's just kind of himself. But to see him take on a role like that, I was like, I applaud you. Very good. And alas, it's in my DVD collection. There's a point proven. They do join my collection. Also, the same day, so this is one day, may I just say, I saw the Lego Movie in the morning at the cinema. Then I watched Bohemian Rhapsody. And that night, I thought, let's make it a triple whammy. 3 films in one day. I was scrolling through Netflix and I missed out on seeing Orion, I think it is, Orion and the Dark. It's a DreamWorks movie, but it was a straight to Netflix DreamWorks movie, which was kind of annoying because I would probably have bought this DVD if they gave it a DVD release. Although having said that, it was pretty forgettable, but then I did watch it quite late at night, so that might be why. But I thought this was a fun film. I believe it's based on books. That might be wrong. I don't know. I believe it is based on books. This is quite a wholesome DreamWorks watch. If you haven't seen it, it is on Netflix. And it's just this really cute film about this boy that is afraid of the dark, but it's really cute DreamWorks animation. It's quite a cozy comfort film. So if you're looking for something like that, that maybe you haven't seen, Orion and the Dark is definitely one to check out. I really enjoyed this film. And I probably would have got it on DVD to join the collection. But it was a Netflix original film, so Netflix don't release their movies on DVD. Annoying, but there we go. Next was another cinema trip. I went to go and see Goat. I really enjoyed this film. I don't love all of Sony Animation stuff, like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs, K-pop Demon Hunters, Spider-Man, Spider-Verse films, like all of those, like, I like, don't get wrong, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs is not in my collection, but things like the 2 Spider-Verse movies are in my collection. I enjoyed K-pop Demon Hunters when I saw that at the cinema at the end of last year. Like, I do think Sony can do some great stuff. Goat was an exceptional film. I thought the animation of this was utterly breathtaking as far as animation goes. This was a glorious film. I thought the story was really good as well, and it was one of those films that can cater for everybody. I said that in my movie review, in terms of, like, if you've got young kids, it's like animals, the big colours, they're playing basketball. If you're kind of like a pre-teens, you're like, oh, sick, this is like, let's get behind these guys are cool. If you're a teenager or like young adult like me, then it's like, actually, there's a real nice message and meaning behind this film, which I can really take away from. And that's what I really liked. I just thought this was a really good film that sort of catered for everybody. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed Goat. Really do recommend you go and check that out. And it's doing really good things. I think it's like surpassed its budget in the box office so far. By no means is it like $1 billion movie. I wish it was. But thoroughly impressed by Goat. Definitely check that out if you haven't. I then went back to Netflix to go and watch a film called Hitman, starring Glenn Powell. Been on my watch list for a long time. Finally got around to seeing it, and it was okay. I like the concept of it. I thought it was really cool, and I do like this kind of out of the blue almost that Glen Powell has come, and I'm loving everything that he's doing. The Running Man, I really, really, really enjoyed. Twisters, I really enjoyed. Anyone But You, really enjoyed. I just love Glen Powell as an actor. He's starring in How to Make a Killing, which I'm really excited to see. Supposed to be seeing that tomorrow as I record this video. Will that happen? I don't actually know, but we will see. We will see. But I'm just loving Glen Powell. I thought he was excellent in this film. I just didn't rate it. I think I gave like a 6 out of 10. I thought it was great. I didn't rate it a 10 out of 10 because I didn't think it was a 10 out of 10 film, but it was a good, like, nearly 2-hour film that was enjoyable. And yeah, I probably would have owned it on DVD if it had a DVD release, but alas, again, it's a Netflix movie. Netflix, release your things on physical media, please. Anyway, very good film. I did enjoy that. Definitely recommend you give that a watch. Back to the cinema to go and see Kangaroo, just a cute, cosy film made by the studio that made Paddington, Studio Canal. Enjoyed this. This was fun, based on a true story as well. I did a movie review on this as well. I think the girl, I found her quite annoying at times. I'm not going to lie. Did find her quite annoying. Just because she was just really like... I think she was really bitter in the sense that she basically stuck this man up. He had to do it. He kind of, against his will, had to start looking over these kangaroos and then went, right, I need to go back and continue with my normal life. And then she made him feel bad for it. And I was like, what? You made him stay here to help these kangaroos. It wasn't his fault. You, like, damaged his car. You, like, stopped his car being fixed. Like, babe, that's on you. That's on you. That's my flaw with this film. Anyway, it was cute. It was wholesome. And I did enjoy it. So I just found her annoying. Alas, we move back to the cinema to go and see Sing, another rewatch of February. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. It was a mad packed film. Like, the seats were full. Absolutely full. Such a busy screening. Thoroughly loved Sing. And it's going to be one of those films that I will watch all the time. Like, Toy Story is a film that I watch all of the time. This will be Sing. Although, having said that, I've not watched any Toy Story films this year so far. Wait till June whips around, people. Wait till June whips around. Back to the cinema again to see a new film called Crime 101. I didn't gel with this film as much as I wanted to, purely because I just thought it was too long, too slow, and I felt like this film wanted to be too much. That was my flaw. I have so many other thoughts about it. There's a full movie review on it. You can check that out. It's in my movie review playlist. Another film I've never seen before. This was actually a first time watch, and I saw it at the cinema because cinema were doing an awards season. I love it when cinema do their seasons because they bring back, like, older films back to the cinema. A lot of them I've seen, but quite a lot of the time it's films that I've not seen that I do want to see, and I'm like, well, this is a perfect time to go and see it. So this was one of them. 1917. Never seen it. Really enjoyed this film. I love these war films, and I do love films that are true, like true stories. There's something about it that I really like, and this was really good, based on true events. And it is kind of one of those films that the end credits come up and you're like, shit, that was the reality for some people. And then you do sort of sit back and go, my life's not that bad. Like, my problems of, like, I've got a flat tire. Oh, not that I drive. That is such a bad example, but do you know what I mean? Like, these little problems that we make into such big problems actually are nothing compared to what some of these, like, soldiers had to do. So, incredible film. Back to the cinema again. I think every other film that I saw this month was a cinema trip. I went to go and see Cold Storage at the cinema. I wasn't that fussed by this film, but I wanted to go and see it, and I was pleasantly surprised by it. It was okay. I thought the runtime for this one was pretty good. I thought the casting for this one was pretty good. And it wasn't as gory as I thought it would be. I thought this was going to be a really hella gory film that I'm not going to like. So I don't like gore. I don't like blood. I don't like guts. And actually, I quite enjoyed it. I thought there were quite a few flaws, quite a few, like, that's convenient moments in this film, because it was a lot of, isn't that convenient? Like, you know, when you watch a film and you're like, you just know that's going to happen. And you know that in real life that would never happen, but isn't it convenient? And apparently this is loosely, or how loosely, I don't know, based on a true story. I can't comprehend that. Personally, can't comprehend the fact that this is a true story, so I'm going to go on the fact that it's not a true story and they lied to us. I don't know. Back to the cinema, though, for the penultimate movie of Feb, and that was to see Good Luck, have fun, don't die. I thought this was meh, if I'm totally honest with you. I thought it was meh. I did a full movie review on this. You can check that out down below in my movie review playlist. And it was all right. Like, it was good. I loved the way that they, like, portrayed this story in terms of, like, we get straight in, and then over the course of the film, we learn more about all of these people's storylines and why they ended up where we are watching them. Do you know what I mean? Did enjoy that. Were aspects that I didn't really gel with, and I did feel like the ending of this film kind of was like, great, so this whole nearly 2.5 hours that I sat through was entirely pointless, and they sort of open up the floor for a sequel, but don't warrant it enough to like be like, oh yeah, shit, we can make a really cool sequel. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, full thoughts, like I say, in my movie review. And the final movie that I saw of February 2026 was Disney and Pixar's latest one, Hoppers. It's my favourite film of the year so far. I gave it a 10 out of 10. I never do that. I'm very, very stingy with my reviews. I went to go and see it on the Saturday, so it had previews over, so it comes out on March 6th, but it had previews on Saturday the 28th and Sunday the 1st of March. I saw it on the Saturday, so I was like, I need to get this in, get this as my final movie of Feb. And the guy that I was with, who I went to go and see it with, he was like, don't be stingy with your rating. So I listened to him and I gave it a 5 stars. 5 stars, 10 out of 10. Thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought this is one of Disney and Pixar's best original stories in a long time. Gonna say it. Very, very good. So in the total of Feb, I saw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 movies this month. Cinema trips, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 cinema trips, 15 movies in total. And as always, I am calculating how much I would have saved had I not had a Cineworld Unlimited card. For you that don't know, I have a Cineworld Unlimited card. It means I can go and see as many films as I like, as many times as I like with my Cineworld card. I paid £170 for the year. In January, I saw 8 films, which would have cost me, without an unlimited card, £72.93. I saw 11 films in the cinema in February without an unlimited card, just paying the standard ticket prices. It would have cost me £92.91. Crazy. I'm going to basically total up all of the months, and by December, we will see how much I would have saved had I paid all the ticket prices for every single film that I saw the entire year. And I'm not going to lie, the rate it's going, I'm probably going to have saved like £800. Crazy, crazy stuff. Let's wrap up though this video by talking about the series and documentaries that I saw this month. Now, I watched Michael McIntyre's 2 comedy gigs. I saw Michael McIntyre Showman. I watched this because I thought I'd never seen it. It's been on my watch list for a while. And then I realised that I'd had it written down twice. And I'd already seen this. I was watching it, I was like, these jokes feel familiar. Yeah, because I had it on my watch list twice, but I'd already ticked off one of them. Didn't tick off the second one. Don't know why it was on my watch list twice. So I thought I'd never seen it. And it was a rewatch. So it was a rewatch. I think Michael McIntyre is funny. I enjoyed him. The second one of his comedy gigs that I saw this month was Showtime. Again, they're both pretty good. The more modern ones are funnier because it matches kind of modern day humour. The older ones, don't get me wrong, are funny, but I don't think they're as funny as more recent stand-up gigs. But I think that's kind of with everything. Over time, humour dies down. Not as funny, but yeah, I do appreciate Michael McIntyre. I do think he's a funny guy. I also saw the 2026 revival of The Muppet Show. I've not seen any of the Muppet shows. I've seen very few Muppet movies. I've seen The Christmas Carol, obviously. I've seen Haunted Mansion. I've seen the 2011 Muppet movie, I believe. Not seen any of the original show. And I thought this was fine. Like, I did enjoy it, but I'm like, I'm not a Muppets guy through and through. And people will come at me for that. But I just thought it was fine. And that's about it. That's what I thought. The Muppet movie, the Muppet Show, I should say, was fine. I gave it like 3.5 on Letterboxd. Maybe that's being stingy. I don't know. But I'd be totally here for a revival of The Muppet Show because I do think it has a solid fan base. It does. The last thing that I watched this month was series 1 and 2 of The Circle UK. I'm hooked. I love it. I absolutely love it. Basically, for quick context, The Circle is essentially a show where these people go and live in these apartments and they're talking over this kind of social media chatting software to other people that are in the circle. They have no connection to home, and they can go in as themselves or they can go in as somebody else and basically be a catfish. It's really good seeing how these people play these games. There's hidden games that they can play within the circle, like within the main game, and they're playing for a ginormous cash prize. It's really good. I'm loving it. I watched the final of Series 2 last night. I've got one more series to watch, Series 3, which I'm going to try and watch in March. Touch wood, touch wood. But alas, that is why I haven't seen many series this month, because there are like 20 odd episodes of The Circle and I saw 2 series. So I've seen like 40 hours worth of content when it comes to The Circle. So alas, the shortest month of the year so far, I have seen the most. There we go. Bish, bash, bosh. All my notes, done. That is everything that I have watched in February 2026. Let me know what you've seen in the comment section down below. A big month though in March, lots coming out. I can guarantee you that I will go and see Hoppers again. So you'll be seeing Hoppers in my March, what I've seen, I can guarantee it. And maybe I start the preparation for Toy Story 5 and start the Toy Story movies. I'm going to rewatch all 4 Toy Story movies before Toy Story 5 in June. Maybe I start that in March. I don't know. We will see. Let's chat in exactly a month's time. But thank you very much for watching. You can see everything I watched in January. I'll leave that linked down below. And if you want to hear my full thoughts on some of the movies that I mentioned in today's video, my movie review playlist is down below. It features every single movie review that I've ever done. A lot of the movies that I talked about in today's video, I've done movie reviews on those, so you can check that out down below. I've been talking for nearly 22 minutes. I beg your pardon. I'm so sorry. Thank you for listening to Ramble. I will see you in exactly a month's time for everything I watched in March 2026. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in another video very soon.